Hello, everybody. I've got a 45-day series. There's going to be a video a day for the next 45 days. This is called Bad Boss Survival Guide. Throughout this series, I'm going to outline how you know if you have a toxic boss. Maybe you're in a job, corporate office, small business. You like the job, maybe you hate the job, but the work is the work, right? Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Nobody really wants to do it, but that's why you're there. You're paid to do it. Now, there's something about having a boss that if you have a toxic boss, there are subtle signs. And maybe you're the type of person you've already identified that you have a toxic boss. What does this mean, right? Are you the only one that's seeing it? Maybe you're the one that's crazy. I'm here today to provide a pathway, a guidance, ways and tactics and strategies so that you can deal with a bad boss. It's affected a lot of people in the working world. It affected me. I've got personal anecdotes. You can do lots of studying, but no one's going to give you the clear and direct tools the way I'm going to in this series. So I hope that you enjoy it. I've put a lot of work into it. Let me know your thoughts. I enjoy the engagement. Enjoy the series. Some quotes. And if you've ever said anything like the following, you probably have a bad boss. They never tell me what they actually want until after I've already done it and it's wrong. I find out about major changes through office gossip, not from the boss. They say their door is always open, but they're never actually available. They breathe down my neck about tiny details, but disappear when I actually need the help. I can't make a single decision without their approval, even things I was hired to handle. The rules only apply to some of us. Your work quality doesn't matter as much as whether they personally like you. Our wins become their success story in meetings with leadership. But when something goes wrong, suddenly it's all on us. I never know which version of them I'm going to get each day. They explode over small mistakes, but laugh off serious problems. They expect immediate responses to messages 11 o'clock on a Sunday or times like that. They schedule meetings during lunch or at 5 p.m. and act like we are being difficult if we push back. They've never once said good job, but they'll spend 20 minutes listing what I did wrong. There's no path forward here. No growth, no raises, just doing the same thing forever. We have endless meetings that could have been emails, and I can't get my actual work done. So what is this? What you have in front of you is a 45-day Bad Boss Survival Guide, your path to workplace sanity. This is a daily video series designed to help you survive and thrive under difficult leadership in corporate or small business environments. It's 45 days of practical strategies to manage stress, protect your mental health, and navigate toxic workplace dynamics when quitting is not an option. Who this is meant for: anyone dealing with a challenging boss who feels stuck, stressed, or unsure how to cope. This isn't just about blaming your boss. You'll need to do honest self-reflection and personal growth. First day, you are not crazy. I want to give you guys an overview of everything we're going to cover and look forward to every single day a new video coming out. And I hope that I can sincerely help give you tactics, real advice. I use philosophy. I have personal experience dealing with this in a really bad situation. This is about you. This is about helping you. And any way I can, enjoy this and don't put yourself in a bad situation with a bad boss. Recognize the red flags and then do practical, positive, uplifting, good things for yourself to get yourself through it. Okay, let's say it's Sunday night. You have this feeling in your stomach, this sense of dread. Monday morning, you're checking their mood the second you log in. You're trying to predict if today is going to be okay or a complete disaster. By Tuesday afternoon, they snap at you at a meeting. Everyone sees it, but later everyone acts like nothing happened, and you wonder if you're imagining it. By Wednesday, you're exhausted. By Friday, you're barely hanging on. And by Sunday night, the whole cycle starts over again. If this is your life right now, I need you to hear this. You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. You are not the problem. You have a bad boss. For the next 45 days, I'm going to help you survive and thrive your bad boss. Welcome to the Bad Boss Guide 45-day series. One video each day, about 3 to 10 minutes. This is not about toxic positivity. I don't believe in that. I am not going to tell you to change your mindset or be grateful you have a job. Nothing like that. This is a survival guide with real tactics. I personally like to use ancient philosophy, Greek, a little bit of Roman, all designed to help you navigate a workplace with a leader who probably shouldn't be leading. Over these 45 days, we're going to cover how to recognize what's actually happening to you, because it's subtle. You may not know exactly why you're feeling so bad, but I'm going to outline and make it very clear for you. How to protect your mental health and energy. How to communicate without getting a target on your back. How to plan your exit while you are still employed. How to heal after you escape. Some of you will leave your jobs during this series. Some of you will stay, but use the tools to survive and thrive. Both methods are valid. This series supports both paths. The full roadmap. Week 1, foundation and recognition. The first 7 are about validation, seeing clearly what is happening. We start with signs of a bad boss, distinguishing tough from toxic. We learn a little bit of stoic philosophy that follows us the rest of the weeks, why their behavior is not about you. We build defensive systems, how to document without being paranoid to protect yourself. We master the gray rock method. This is how you become boring to tyrants. We explore perspective, understanding their limitations. We're going to learn how to protect our energy because time management sometimes is not enough. We're going to practice strategic silence, knowing when to observe instead of speak. The second week, we're going to cover communication and boundaries. Week 2 is about how to talk to them without losing yourself. So this is how to disagree without getting fired. This is how to manage emotional reactions using something called the 24-hour rule. We're going to learn how to set boundaries that actually stick. We're going to learn shifting from defensive to factual communication. Buying time when ambushed with requests. We're going to use email strategies for a difficult boss. We're going to learn that no is a complete sentence and when to properly use that. The third week, we're going to cover psychological armor. This is going to build your mental defenses. Radical acceptance, so stop hoping that they will change. We're going to teach you mindfulness techniques for workplace stress. We're going to cover distinguishing self-doubt and separate that from gaslighting. We're going to reframe adversity as skill building. We're going to break psychological dependence on a bad boss's approval. We're going to avoid comparison traps with our other coworkers. And I'm going to tell you exactly how, with practical tips, how to actually disconnect on evenings and weekends. The fourth week, we're going to cover strategic career moves, how to build your escape plan, how to build your exit strategy while you're still employed, understand when to play workplace politics and why sometimes you can't avoid it. We're going to understand how to make lateral moves that advance your career. We're going to teach you small tricks on how to build your network as a safety net. We're going to tell you how to grow your personal brand quietly, and then interviewing well without bad-mouthing a previous boss, knowing when to stay and when to go. And then week 5 is daily survival tactics. These are day-to-day tools, morning rituals, how to armor up, meeting survival strategies, taking real lunch breaks, after work decompression techniques, living for your weekend, sleep hygiene when the work is haunting you, and then finding balance in chaos. The 6th week is about power dynamics and reality. There's a lot of hard truths here. I tried to make that palpable and not just drop the hammer on you guys, because power is a very hard concept. I mean, it's very simple in some ways, but sometimes when someone's in power above you, they can just act the way they want and there's nothing you can do about it. And that sucks, but there's also ways around it. I'm going to explain why bad bosses get promoted, and I'm going to explain the system. And you may think it's broken, but it's actually working as designed. I covered the Peter principle, why they are incompetent for a reason. I'm going to teach you how to read the room and find your allies versus people that are called flying monkeys. I'll explain. I'm going to tell you how to calculate what this boss is actually costing you, because it's more than just your time and energy. I'm going to tell you how to use HR strategically, and I'm going to emphasize that they are not your friend. I'm going to tell you how to navigate the exit interview, when to say the truth and when to hold back, what to say and what never to say. And then I'm going to remind you that your career is a marathon, and this boss is 1 mile. So that's why you can't sprint through it, because you'll get exhausted. You've got a lot more to go after this bad boss, and you will get through it. The final week, the few days on that, liberation and legacy. Week 7 is about what comes after your bad boss and that bad job. I'm going to tell you about the Phoenix moment, what you've actually learned and how you rise from the ashes, and then how to trust good leadership again after the traumatic experience that you've had. And then the finale is understanding that you were always free this entire time, and that if you are listening to me and you are hearing this, even though you went through a bad situation, you are here, it will get better, and with the tools that covered in this series, you are going to appreciate that, and you're going to find them very useful, and your life will become better. I like to say this to people, philosophy is important, but it's about you, it's not about them. Today, first lesson, you are not crazy. The most important realization, you are not imagining this. I want to validate your experience. What you are experiencing is real. A bad boss looks like this. They take credit for your work. They blame you for their mistakes or shortcomings. Their mood determines your entire day or the team's day. Bad bosses will give unclear directions and then punish you for not reading their mind. Bad bosses play favorites and they create competition. They gossip about employees to other employees. Bad bosses will micromanage or completely neglect you. There's no middle ground. They'll make you doubt your own memory or perception of how events occurred. If you nodded at 2 or 3 of these things or more, you have a bad boss. But you already knew that. That's why you clicked on this. A tough boss encourages you and pushes you to grow. A toxic boss puts you in survival mode. Tough bosses have high standards but clear communication. Toxic bosses have impossible standards and they move goalposts. Tough bosses challenge you publicly and support you privately. Toxic bosses humiliate you publicly and undermine you privately. The promise. So here is what I am promising for you for the next 45 days. I'm going to show up every single day with real tools that you can use immediately. I am going to validate your experience without sugarcoating the reality. I'm going to give you philosophy, strategy, and tactics that actually work. I will help you survive this. And when you are ready, I will help you leave this bad job. You don't have to suffer in silence anymore. You do not have to gaslight yourself, and you don't have to pretend that any of it is normal. Welcome to the Bad Boss Guide. I am very glad that you are here. Tomorrow we're going to start building armor, the stoic secret, why your boss's behavior isn't about you. And if you've made it to the end of the video, please comment, like the video, subscribe, and enjoy the series. Share it with someone else who may be struggling. I really appreciate you guys, and I look forward to the series that I have for you. Okay, on to the next one.